Hello, hello. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Donna.
We're here sharing what we've learned as women, entrepreneurs, and moms.
All while rocking our curves with confidence.
It's a behind-the-scenes look at our lives and businesses.
And a chance to tell our younger selves, go do the things that scare you. Life is better in leggings.
That's what I was
always
reading before.
A constant reminder.
Nothing wrong with that. I love them.
Okay, picking up where we left off, I thought there were a couple things that I wanted to follow up and ask you about.
Okay. Let's chat.
One of the things is, I need notes, right?
That's okay.
We talked about friendships.
Yeah.
And the importance of friendships.
Very
and
important.
How
very important.
They come, they go. How do you know a friend is a good friend? Is there to last?
Oh, that's a great question. But I think I know for me what it is, and I've learned over time. I've had many friends. I think most people in my life have been acquaintances, to be honest with you. I think we have a lot of those in our lives. How do you know a friend? I think a friend, you can always pick up where you left off.
So true. Like 5 years, 10 years later, you call them and you're like, hey.
Even like months in between, like you said, 5 years, 10 years, but even months in between, because, I think knowing that friend and knowing what they do in their life and understanding that they have things that don't necessarily revolve around you, but knowing that they're there and knowing that if you call them, they're going to be there. For me, I'll talk about you because this is how I feel. You've always been there. Like since day one, even though we started as a business relationship and it's evolved over time into friendship, you've always been there, and you've always been there without judgment. You've never said, you may be given your opinion, and I think that's great because sometimes we need to hear that from other people, but you've never been negative towards that opinion. You've never said, hey, Melissa, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You've phrased it in ways like, well, this is what I've done. You've always been kind, gentle, supportive. And I think that's important. And I think supportive is the most important thing because there's different support we need. And I think a lot of times the people that I've had in my life over the years, you're afraid to tell them things. I guess that's another point. Not being afraid to share things with somebody and knowing that person will hold that and guard that.
Yes, that's really important, right? Because, all throughout the years, there's different struggles. There's different struggles, like as you're coming out of high school into college, university years, or, whatever that journey is for you, and this goes to my kids and like body piercing and tattoos. And my line was, okay, in 4 years from now, are you going to want the same thing?
Yeah.
And kind of like, because you grow and you grow and you grow, right? So like if you're committing to something so serious as opposed to, okay, go ahead, get the mohawk. Go ahead, color your hair purple. If you're going to ink something on your body or pierce a hole that's, not coming out, are you going to want that in 5 years? So
I made
that
decision.
Right? You got to be sure. And so with friendships, right? Like you have to, know that you can trust that person. And but they ebb and flow. There's a saying, and I never remember sayings, but it's like, some friends are there for a reason and some there for a season. And
I've heard
there's
saying.
something. So, and it's okay to let go of friendships.
I think that's hard though.
It is hard.
Very hard. I've had people in my life who I thought have been friends that, I thought were true friends, and I've had to let them go. And it's like a relationship breakup. Like I felt like it was hard. I did shed tears over it. I was like heartbroken. I was like, I thought they were my friend, and realizing that they weren't my friend. And were they there for an ulterior motive? Maybe we were friends. That was a season of friendship. Maybe that person was there to teach me something, and I don't really look at it in a negative way. I do think people come in your life for reasons, and they teach you different things, and you have to look at it that way. I think if you look at it from my perspective, if you look at it as oh, I don't like that person, or angry or negative towards that. I think that's the mindset you have with that friendship. But I look at it as, okay, why was that person in my life? What did they teach me? What did I take from that? And how do I move forward in my life with that with those learnings and teachings? So yeah, I've had a couple people come into my life that I thought were friends and or no longer in my life. But there's also people in my life that I was friends with, still consider friends, but we have let many years go between. And, I've made contact with them, and even that little bit of contact just reignites what we used to have. So that's how I know that that friendship was real, right? So I think the most important thing is support and trust and just being there, because sometimes 100% I can speak for myself. I'm a very outgoing person, but at the same time, when things get hard, I kind of revert back to
shut it down.
Yeah. And I just don't want anybody in that circle or aura, whatever you want to call it, because I don't really think that's anybody's problem or issue. But then I know I have people like you where then I feel comfortable enough to sit down with you for like a breakfast or a coffee or a text message and be like, this is what I've gone through. And in those situations, you've never looked at me and like, really? Like, really? That's what you've gone through? You're always like, okay, and this is what I've gone through. So,
because it's a roller coaster, right? Like there's good, there's bad. It's never a straight line,
But I think that's what...
But maybe it is for some people.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe it is. I don't know. For me, it's
No.
never a straight line.
No, it's never been a straight line. Never. And I think that's where the fear comes in. I think for me, that's where the fear comes in. It's like, I'm going to say something to you, Donna, and then how are you going to react, or what are you going to think of me? And I think that's where, when you're a real friend on the other end, you're just like, that's okay. That's just what's going on in your life right now. And this is how I can help you if you want the help, and know that I'm there for you if that's what you want. Right. But then there's some people you're like, you don't want to share it with because there's going to be judgment. So I think that judgment to me indicates not a real friend. I don't think there should be judgment in a relationship. I'm like that with anybody, though.
And that's like, that goes back to that healthy relationship that we talked about, right? Like it goes to friendship too. It's not just about intimate relationships. It's right. Like
even with kids.
Yeah.
Even with kids. I think that's one thing that's really hard. I think that you as a parent, or me myself, I step back and I'm like, okay, this is their life. And I think, going back, you taught me that. You said to me, Melissa, this is their path, and every child walks their own path. And when you think of it that way, you're like, right. But when you're in the middle of it all, and you're going through like the decisions for university, or the decisions, or talking about your children in like a high level sport, or trying out for sports, or whatever it is, because we've had children try out for high level sports, you're kind of always comparing. Right. And you're like, it's the judgment on the other end. It's more a you issue than it's a them issue. And it's teaching them that, okay, this is just a life path, and this is just how it's going to be, and understanding that. So, yeah.
It's not a forever.
No,
it's
not.
a chapter.
It is a chapter.
Turn the page.
It's a chapter. And I think, like I said, we talk about this all the time. And I even put this when I came back into real estate. I think that's the one thing that's on my Instagram. It's about you. And I think it says there, you taught me that this is just a chapter of your story. And I always go back to that. And I even tell my kids that now. So I thank you for that.
Oh my God, you make me sound so smart. I love
you. Are. You are so smart.
No,
you're just wise. You're a lot wiser than me.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. No.
Enough. And two, teaching our kids, right? You're sitting at a different vantage point, looking back.
Yeah.
And helping them understand that, the friendships that you've had in grade school and high school, some are worth keeping and some you move on from. And, your friends grow, you don't necessarily grow in the same direction.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's okay.
100% it's okay. It's okay. But having a person like you in my life has allowed me to be able to talk to my children like that. Like, because if you don't have a friend like you, then how are you ever going to be able to teach that? And I think we're afraid of friendship sometimes. I think a lot of people are afraid of new friendships. And I am. Like, I love people. So I don't have a problem meeting people. But it's like, who am I comfortable sharing things with, and who is going to be there with no judgment and
And
willingness
that
to
is
listen,
right?
right?
The reciprocal relationship that we have, right? You know, I've come to you with many an issue. And, you know, the other thing about the friendships is investing the time.
Yep.
Because
You get busy.
You do.
Yeah.
Always, right? And you have to remember, like, those are like little flowers. You got to water them.
Yeah. And we
Take
do.
care of
We
them.
have. I think we've done a great job on
Yes.
that. I know sometimes we go a couple months, or sometimes we've gone like maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Pick up the phone. Like,
Yeah.
you want to do brekkie next week? And that breakfast, every time we've had that breakfast or that lunch or that get together, it's like, you fill my cup. And it's like, oh, this is why it's so important. This is
Yeah,
why it's so
it
important to
is.
have a friend in your life,
It
and a
is.
friend that does that.
And you fit them in. Like, it doesn't have to be scheduled. It doesn't have to be complicated. My one girlfriend, it's her birthday in July. It's my birthday in July. We get together. We take each other out for dinner.
Perfect.
This year it was in a pool.
Oh.
We ordered in and we ate in
Oh,
the pool.
sounds
Right?
so
Like,
nice.
But you just take that time to.
It's the moment, right?
It is. It's the moment.
It's
I have
so
another
nice.
friend that we get together for a lunch, like once a quarter maybe. She's another business owner too, and we call it Fight Club,
I
right?
love
So we get to and we brainstorm each other's businesses and just try and celebrate each other and share those wins, because as entrepreneurs, like that,
It's hard.
it is difficult. Like, you have
A
difficult
lot
days,
of competition.
and it's a lonely spot,
Yeah.
right? So you have to have someone that you can bounce ideas off of, thoughts off of,
Yeah.
you know, help fill your cup. Like, it's so important.
And not having competition. I think that's the other thing. I think sometimes we each are in very different industries, but you always look at somebody else. I think it's natural to compare. It's probably not right. I know you read all these things and see all these things. Don't compare.
Comparison is the
Yeah.
thief of joy.
It is.
But we all do it.
We all do it. That's, yeah, whatever, man. You
I
can
think
say what you want.
comparison is human nature.
You're not comparing. I don't know if you're real, right? But I think
One
that
caveman
yeah.
looked at the other caveman and said, "You have a bigger club."
But you look and you compare, and I think that it's hard, right? Like, being in real estate, you're always like, oh, I wish I had that many more listings, or I wish I was like that. And that's one thing I found coming back into real estate this time is I started my coming back like that. And I felt like I was comparing too much to others. And I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to be like that. I am going to do me and do it my way. This is who I am.
Yes.
And if you like me for who I am, then let's work together. I'm real. I'm honest. I'm not always polished. But I love what I do. I do great in real estate. I love the people I work with. I love homes, but just, you know what? You got to like the person.
You do. And it takes a long time to get there. Like,
Yeah.
it is a journey.
And I think I still go back and forth. Even I think social media is great, but at the same time, it's hard, because that there is like always comparison.
Yes.
You see the other agents, or you
and it's
see
always the
yeah.
best moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's the highlight reel.
The question is, do I post it? Well, you
Yeah.
know what? Why shouldn't you post it? Is it not professional enough? Is it not on brand? Is it not going to represent you in the light that you want to be? Well, what light do I want to be represented in? I want to be me. And I want you to like me for me. And I want you to use me because I'm me and I'm freaking good at what I do. Right? So I kind of got off that horse, or that crazy ride, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to post me. I'm going to post about my life. I'm going to post about real estate. I'm going to post just about who I am. And I think those connections I've seen over the last little while grow. And it's amazing. We talked about it last time that I went to that networking event. And when I left, that young girl said to me, "Can I be friends with you?" And I was like, yeah, awesome. And I have seen her now on Instagram. I'm not stalking her, I promise. But I promise I'm not. But she has come up in 3 of the people's who I've made connections with over the last little bit networking. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so that's a connection that was meant to be, right?
Yes.
And you look at those things and you're like, this is what I'm going to do. And this is why. And then I left. After talking to her, I left. And this one woman said to me, she turned around, she goes, "Melissa, I love your energy." And I was like, wow, this was the event I was worried about looking a certain way for. And the lady said to me, not what I look like, not how my hair was, not about my makeup, but I love your energy. And I was like, That's what it's about. And so for me,
Great messaging.
right, like I walked out of there and I was like,
Find your vibe.
kind of proud. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay. She liked my energy. I'm like, I have an energy. And she's like, great energy, Melissa. And I was like, oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm like, that's so cool. So that's the kind of person I want to come across to in all my businesses, right? This is me first. This is who I am. This is what I do. And if you like that, let's work together, whether it's selling homes,
This is me. Can't help but sing a song.
creating jewelry, or running a hockey team, any of those things. But that's the message I want to convey, right? This is me. And it's hard. I don't have, and I don't know if it's right, but I don't have a young woman or a daughter that I need to be an example for, but yet I have 2 young men. And I want them to be like, that's the kind of woman that I want to be with.
Yes,
right?
very much.
So it's hard. It's hard in that respect.
That's a funny story because my son,
Uh-oh.
and I did get permission to share stories about my kids, but they had to be of a positive nature.
Uh-oh.
So this is so my son was a partier. He was a very
I don't know that.
outgoing personality. Let's leave it at that. He has very much enjoyed his life. So he's having a Christmas party when he's home from university. This one girl comes and he's sort of in that intermittent phase.
Yep.
And so she's standing at the bar and I'm having a conversation with her and I am just loving her energy. She is like a take no crap kind of girl, works hard, like, and I love that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the kind of girlfriend Carter needs. Like, this is the kind of girlfriend. And it's difficult with your sons because you fall in love with those partners that they date and then they don't date. And you're like, I just can't invest in this anymore.
No.
But anyway, so I said to Carter, I was like, okay, that is the kind of girlfriend you need. Not these little 2-bit thingies. Anyways, so he said to my mom, I can't date her. Her name's Bailey, which is Bailey's name, right? So my daughter. And I'm like, really? That's the reason? That's the reason. So I am very happy to say that, yes, they are dating.
I was going to say, is that Bailey?
Yes. And they've been with us for 5 years. They've been together.
No way. Really?
She moved in with us when COVID, and he came back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
she's very sweet.
I love
she is
her.
very, very sweet. I don't know her well, but what I've got to know of her, she's very, very sweet.
Carter keeps telling her, Mom, stop influencing her.
That's okay. But that's a perfect example, right?
It is, right? And you have to find that connection. You have to be self-aware. And recently we had a conference for our stylist, which She's Got Legs. We had a speaker come in, Gina Faubert. She runs Radiant Girls Camp in Burlington, which I love. We go mentor with their girl bus week. And I love being around that energy, right? Like that positive influence energy. So she came in and she was talking about NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, I believe. Don't hold me on
Heard of it?
that.
I don't know much about it.
And it's kind of like, okay, your brain works in there without you even knowing, and telling it the right things help you become a better person, overcome things. That's a very probably high level overview of it. It's a pretty cool concept, this NLP. So she was in talking about it, and she's worked with Tony Robbins, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
She's trained by him. And she talked about values and the 6 I should have been a little bit listening more. There's 6 hierarchies that everybody needs, right? Like sense of security, sense of happiness, whatever those are. And you can look them up and find them. And then there's your values. And like, there's a whole list of values. And like, is health important to you? Is family important to you? Is positivity important to you? Is, like there's hundreds of words in values. So the idea is that you go and you pick all your values, the things that describe who you are, and then you see how they align with your goals. Because if your values aren't in alignment with your goals, you're never going to achieve those goals.
It'd be interesting to do that when you're younger. Like teach that to
I know
like
these
your younger
things.
self, right? Like the
Yeah.
things that like we talked about last time, but the things that you learn now, it's like be nice to implement them 20 years ago or
Yeah.
25 years ago,
And
right?
even in finding relationships,
Yeah.
like if you have two different sets of values, and that is one thing about Sean that for the longest time I cannot figure out. We are two very different people,
Yeah.
right? He is very organized, very calm, very centered. Donna is chaos.
I don't
A
think so.
walking ball
I
of
don't-
chaos.
I don't think
right.
you're
So
that
there
chaotic.
is like it's like well, it took me the longest time, but we have the same values. I am very happy.
That's cool to
and
see.
it's like he's peanut butter and I am chocolate, and we go together so well.
Yummy,
I
yummy.
have to say, right? So, and it comes down to the values.
Oh, that's
right?
interesting.
It is like it's a
Maybe
really
we should
cool,
do a course like that.
cool concept to break it down into that. And
I bet you we have a lot of the same values.
I bet you we do.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah, we should.
That'd
I'm
be
gonna
really
find
cool.
the sheet. I'm gonna
Find the
email
sheet.
It to
Yeah,
you.
find the sheet.
Let's
That'd be
pick 'em.
interesting. Yeah. You know, you say that, but it's even like my boys have dated, but you know, I always say, and you hate saying this. I'm like, you know, like look at your dad and I don't ever want to compare because that's never the right thing to do. But I'm like, you know, I've been with Paul since I was 14, and I said to him, you know, like, why do you think we've, knock on wood, been together this long? And I think it's because we had those same values, the things that we want in life, and we have the same drive, and we have the what we want together and what we respect in one another. And I think one of those things is we've really supported each other. And you were talking about that before, but we have supported everything we've wanted to do. There's not been one time, I don't think, that I can remember that I've said, no, I don't want you to do that. I think it was like, yeah, go
I
ahead.
think Sean thinks that daily.
Oh no, I don't think so. Look at all the things
He
you
just
guys have
has
done.
all this patience.
Yeah, he does. He's a Libra though,
He
just
does.
like Paul. They're the
Mhm.
same. But I said like, going through like all the different things, like we're trying to figure titles. What do we title ourselves here? And I'm like, I don't know. Like
Co-conspirators.
realtor,
Yeah.
jewelry designer, VP of the hockey
But
team.
this is about our values,
Yeah.
right? This is about the things that we have learned over the years that
Yeah.
are important. That you know,
Yeah.
you talk a lot about me telling you, but you know, like it's just because I'm older, right? Like that
Not
is
that
just because
much
I went
older.
through it first,
Yeah.
and that is through the hundreds of years that women have been
Yeah.
womening,
Womening.
right? We share with the next generation.
Yeah. Well, I hope I can implement
And that
some
just
of that
makes
with
me
my
so
boys.
old because
You're not that old.
I'm
Oh
a
my
different
gosh,
generation.
you're 10 years older than me.
I know that's a different decade though. But anyways,
Just knowing that there's not going to be judgment on the other side. Like, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm going through in my relationship. This is what I'm going through in my businesses. This is what I'm going through with my kids. And it's just like maybe a different perspective about it, but without that judgment and that sense of security from you. So I think that to me is the most important. I know deep down that whatever I say to you, you're never going to be like, well, this one.
let's put this on a billboard.
Yeah, like you're crazy, girl, or this is what's going on. Like you're always like, it's okay. It's just part of your next story or next chapter. So, what would you tell your younger self then about friends?
I think the hard lesson I learned was like it's okay to let some friendships go
Yeah,
because they don't all serve you.
you're right. It's true.
And also to make sure you're watering the friendships that you have because it's easy to get caught up in the everyday, right? And part of my journey is the going from place to place. And I'm very, very blessed. Like I still have
Yeah.
strong girlfriends in Sarnia. I have strong girlfriends in Windsor. I have lots of girlfriends here.
Yeah.
I have my high school girlfriends.
Oh,
Like
that's so
we're
nice.
so blessed. Like there's a group of 8, 10 of us, depending on what
That's
year
awesome.
where people are from. One's in Arizona, like the rest are kind of.
I didn't have
this
many
area.
girlfriends in high school. I had a lot of friends in high school, but I didn't have many girlfriends in high school.
And we did not connect, probably like little pockets here and there, through our childbearing years, right?
Yeah.
Like all that, and kind
you
of
have
we
time?
came back towards the end of it, and like the genuine connections and the stories, and now we're kind of in our kids are grown and now it's parents and dealing with all those kinds of issues. But it's that friendship, like you can go and connect and laugh and eat and
just
laugh some more and, just be yourselves. And those are good because like those are your kid selves, right?
Yeah.
Like before any of all the other stuff.
So I didn't have many of those friendships.
Which is sometimes good and sometimes bad.
No,
there
I
are
know.
stories that they know that
just keep those in the vault.
Yes.
Keep those in the vault. No, I think I met a lot of my friends later in life. I had a lot of friends. There's one girlfriend that I would say has been consistently in my life since I was like maybe grade 5. She'll know who she is, but we literally say every year we're gonna get together and we're gonna have our childhood lunch, and it's like Kraft macaroni and cheese, or it's a grilled cheese and tomato soup. We're gonna watch the Flintstones and The Price is Right, because we used to like go to each other's homes for lunch. And
the Flintstones,
right?
Wasn't that the best?
Price is Right. I was getting my nails done yesterday, and I was watching The Price is Right, and I said, oh my God, I feel like I'm 10 years old at home for lunch, running home for school for lunch. And she ended
as
up,
if we were sick.
yeah, oh yeah.
We got to be home.
Oh my God, I know, right? You just, those times. I was getting my nails done, but and I saw it and I was like, and she just pops in my mind when I see like The Price is Right, or my mom's like, I'm making a grilled cheese sandwich, or I'm having grilled cheese and tomato soup, or I'm just like, oh my gosh. But we always say we're going to get together, we're going to have one of those lunches. But we reconnected later in life. Well, we reconnected multiple times, like high school, we went to high school together, and then we ended up buying homes like right around the corner from each other, and we didn't even know. And then our boys went to the same elementary school, so all of our kids went to the same elementary school.
Great.
Yeah, and then her kids left school, and then we still like Facebook. Thank God for Facebook and Instagram. But
that was a big reconnector.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm probably gonna say that's what reconnected the high school girls.
And it's that, and I connect with her all the time, and it's, and then we see each other like, hey, we're going to get together. So I'm still yet to get together with her. She lives right here. She's not far. So probably after today, I'll message her and we'll go for coffee. But our birthdays are very close to each other, and it's just great. Like, she's always someone I just even hear her name and I'm just like, okay, that's a genuine connection. It's like even later in life, there's a couple people I've met through like my
kids sports.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Hey,
for sure.
The wonderful woman that created the logo, helped us create the logo, met her through hockey, like Lucas's hockey. And I have stayed in contact with her continually. Like she's great. Carly's amazing. Like
we have a group of coaches for baseball.
Yeah.
The kids haven't played baseball for 10 years now. And I mean,
it's awesome.
Yeah. Right. Like COVID changed how often we got together for sure. But now, right. Like it's definitely time to reconnect, because like there's so many
I think though, right? Like, I think though. I think we know as people who those genuine connections are when we meet them, and when you feel that friendship forming, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think we know as people too when those connections aren't real, or maybe just there for substitution for something else. Like, I don't know. When I think back to the friendships that have been real and the friendships that maybe I let go, I kind of probably knew I was going to let them go, but I didn't want to at the time. Because like I said, they may have served a purpose, or they were there for a reason.
Teaching a lesson.
Yeah, teaching a lesson, right? Yeah, so I don't know. I think I feel like I know. But I don't have many friends, and I'm okay with that. I have friendships that mean a lot to me. Thank you for joining us today at the NUCKING FUTZ podcast.
If you like this podcast, please share by liking and subscribing. Feel free to leave any comments and reach us at hello@thenuckingfutz.com.
Just a reminder, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. If you are struggling, know that you are not alone. Please reach out for professional help.
You can join our newsletter at thenuckingfutz.com to follow our journey. Looking for Donna at work? You can find her great leggings and leisure wear as well at She's Got Legs.
Looking for me, Melissa Hall? You can reach me at Brag About It Jewelry, or I am Melissa Hall for real estate.